Greetings and welcome to A Contemplative Reader, where together we will explore the spiritual, the mystical, the mysterious, and the otherworldly in various forms of literature. Today we will be exploring The Black Cauldron by Lloyd Alexander, which is in the Chronicles of Prydain series. I really love this series as I am revisiting it after many years. There is a discussion on this channel of the first book in the series, the Book of Three. The Black Cauldron is the second book in this series, and I found that I even enjoyed this one more as it goes deeper into this magical world that Alexander created, again, based at least somewhat on Welsh and Celtic mythology. So in this particular book, we are reunited with many of our favorite characters from the Book of Three. We have Taran, the assistant pig keeper and reluctant hero. We have Eilonwy, the precocious young woman who carries her bauble, this orb with light around with her. We have Fflewddur the bard, who carries a harp with him, which breaks a string every time he stretches the truth in some fashion. We have Doli, the dwarf who can make himself invisible. We have Gwydion, the Aragorn-like hero. We have Gurgi, the favorite furry friend with his crunchings and munchings that he likes to eat. And then we have a group of new characters that we encounter in this particular story. We have Adain, a heroic and noble warrior. We have King Morgant, who is a great warlord of Prydain. We have Eladir, who is a petulant son of royalty and a foil to Taran. And then we have three of my new favorite characters in this series. On their travels, our company encounters three witches named Ordu, Orwen, and Orgak. And their dialogue is just at once disturbing and hilarious. And just a quick note about the dialogue and conversations that exist in Alexander's world. Sometimes you'll find in classic fantasy that dialogue is stilted and perhaps even cringeworthy, but I don't find that at all in Alexander's writing. I think that he does a delightful job of conveying authentic, sometimes humorous, sometimes deep discussions between his characters that really feel real to me. So our company, the story begins again back at Caer Dallben, which is this farmstead where our hero Taran grew up as the assistant pig keeper to Hen Wen, the oracular pig, the pig that can communicate through oracles. But reports have come back that the evil Lord Aran is using the Black Cauldron to create more Cauldron-born, these undead warriors who serve his will. So our company decides to go off on a quest to find and destroy this Black Cauldron. And again, just an example of some of the beautiful language that Alexander uses. Here is how he describes the Black Cauldron. It was squat and black and half as tall as a man. Its ugly mouth gaped wide enough to hold a human body. The rim of the cauldron was crooked and battered, its sides dented and scarred. On its lips and on the curve of its belly lay dark brown flecks and stains which Taran knew were not rust. A long, thick handle was braced by a heavy bar. Two heavy rings, like the links of a great chain, were set on either side. Though of iron, the cauldron seemed alive, grim, and brooding with ancient evil. The empty mouth caught the chill breeze, and a hushed muttering rose from the cauldron's depths, like the lost voices of the tormented dead. You can just kind of feel and sense the evil emanating from that Black Cauldron. So, again, on this quest to find and destroy the Black Cauldron, they encounter various dangers such as the huntsman of Anuvan. They encounter deadly marshes and various other threats to their survival. What I like about Alexander's writing is not just the dialogue and the characters, but also the themes that arise within his works. In this particular book, we have the power of friendship and loyalty to one another. In the book of 3, I've talked about the importance of community. And here Alexander even goes further into that and shows how we need each other to survive and to make it through this world. He talks about sacrifice for the good of others, even at great personal cost. There's a discussion of discerning and discovering your destiny, your purpose, and discerning what is right, again, no matter what the personal cost might be. And there are indeed great personal sacrifices that are made by more than one character in this particular book. You have discussions about the power of persistence, the power of courage, the power of the human heart, which exceeds that of magic talismans. Again, sometimes in fantasy stories, the emphasis is put on the magic or the things that go along with magic that are external to the human heart. But Alexander really puts the focus on the power of our humanness, for lack of a better word, to overcome obstacles, to go on quests like Prydain did. And I think just a beautiful example of that, and a beautiful example of the interpersonal dialogue comes here. And I'll edit it a little bit so as to avoid spoiling what is going on at this point in the story. But here it goes. "We are too few to carry such a burden," Prydain said hopelessly. "With another horse or another pair of hands, there might be a chance. We are only deceiving ourselves." "That might be true," Eilonwy sighed wearily, "but I don't know what else we can do, except keep on deceiving ourselves, and perhaps by that we'll be home." So, again, that's just a beautiful example of Alexander's emphasis on how the human will and the human heart can overcome great obstacles. So again, I really enjoyed this book. I highly recommend this series. Again, it is classified as YA, but this book was written well before the classification of fantasy into YA. I think it is really appropriate for all ages. And as I keep going through this series, I'm pretty sure I'm going to recommend at the end, unless something really disappoints me in the next few books, that this is just a wonderful place just for somebody to begin a journey through fantasy, or also a wonderful place for a guy like me in his 50s to revisit this world and what it's like to encounter both magical creatures, but also a story that talks about our humanness again, the depth of our world and the relationships we have in it. Thank you for watching. Peace be with you.